everybody, I just came out to grade today and I've got this going on. Houston, we have a problem. I got to get in there and see what line ruptured. Hopefully I can get a new line made up pretty ASAP. Oh, that definitely be the problem right there. That line right there. And guess what? There's no access panels to this. That line goes all the way down to the transmission. So I got to pull the belly pan off and snake this line all the way down and then see if somebody can rebuild it. You think your 4x4's got a skid plate? You don't know nothing. This thing's a beast. An absolute beast. It takes two people to get it back in. Okay. Where be my busted line? It's one of these coming down. Looks like that one's been replaced. So I'm going to guess it ain't the one that's been replaced. How about that? Let's take a look at it. Other than that, I don't got any leaks anywhere. That looks good. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, let the fun begin. There's two nuts on here. Mind you, I have never worked on this shit before. I have no idea what it does. I have two wires going. There's two solenoids down here. I marked the top wire and then just disconnected top and bottom. There's two nuts. That one's a hard nut and it's brazed to this connector. So you're going to want to take this one off. Easy enough so far. And I just hope I don't have this doesn't siphon drain the transmission when I get this line down below. Okay, I'll get it here. It's in here pretty tight. So I've got it off, but it's captive from this. Oh, good. So, yeah, this line is toast. I want to get these wires out of the way, and I also want to kind of loop them up and around. Boy, these wires are brittle. Well, this thing was built in 74 or 5. Okay, I think I got the wires out of the way. It is just tight as hell in there. Oh, this line's just coming right off. This is not going to be as easy as I thought it would be. What I'm going to do is tie a rope to the end. Don't use your good rope. Go to Harbor Freight. Get the crap. And then just tie a rope to the end of this. That way, when I go to put the line in, I can put it down below and then pull it back up. What I've done is, looks like they've done repair to this before, and it's a newer line, but they didn't take it all the way to the top, go figure. So I cut the old line with a cutoff wheel, because this is still braided. You're not going to get through this with a normal pair of cutters. I'm going to go up from the top, and I'm going to pull it up, and hopefully we can get this out and it won't be too big of a problem. Let's try feeding this thing up. Is it coming? Oh, God. See if you can help move it up there. Okay, yep, keep on doing that. There we go. Be interested where the new line is. You know what? This line is good right here. Oh, wait a minute. It's rusting through here. Let's get the whole line up. Okay, I just found the nut where they put that line in there. So that line is new to there. So I don't have to pull it all the way up. I just got to unbolt this, replace this line.
That was broken down here.
Huh?
Was it not broken down there?
No, it wasn't broken down there. I just cut it, and then I'll take that.
Above that fitting, though, there was a parallel sludge. I didn't know if that was, it had hydraulic fluid in it. Maybe it was just leaking.
Yeah, but we've got extra line of the old line.
No, but it was on the high side of that nut, I thought.
Yeah, we can cut that. Right there's the culprit. Got the line out. It's an old piece of line, and they had attached new line to it at some point. Neighbor and I ended up cutting the old line here, and we're going to piece it together with the new line that's already in there. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal. There's extra line here. I got this is dripping. I've got to put a hose clamp on that and a bolt because this might take a while. I'm still dripping fluid out of the main channel. I probably lost about 4 quarts when that thing blew, and it's all sitting in here rust proofing. Good old O'Reilly's. I live out in farm country, so these stores out here make up lines. I went in there 15 minutes, made up a new line. Let's get this thing in. Well, I took the beast out yesterday and graded. The line that had the catastrophic failure is fixed. But this line has a split in it. I think you can almost see it oozing right there. So I damaged this pretty good putting it on. This line's crumbling apart, but this line's like 12 feet long. I'm going to probably come up with some sort of jig to where I can hold this when I press fit it on this connector. I got to think about what I want to do here, but this line comes up to about here, and it attaches to the line that I just replaced. So I got to unhook everything I just did and pull those lines out and go ahead and do this all over again. The first thing I got to do is get this connector off of here. This line is so brittle. I don't know how I'm going to get it back on without screwing it up. That's the problem. It's just crumbling apart. Now, the last time I took this off, I got my my cutoff wheel, and I slotted the line. It's steel braided. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off or not. It's on there pretty tight. It won't even turn. I'm going to try to maybe jerry rig this a little bit. I need something that I can hit with a hammer. See if I can finagle that line off. If not, it's going to be another matter of using a cutoff wheel. Oh, slip. Yeah, this ain't going to work. And many of you are probably asking why I'm not unbolting it from here. I've had 2 big ass wrenches and another set of hands on here, and we can't break this loose. So I'm going to come back with the cutoff wheel and cut that line off. Okay, let's get this line cut off. This stuff's a pain in the ass. It's so old. Oh yeah, right in the glass. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna have to wash my hair after this. Okay. Well, you missed 2 videos of me taking this out and being an idiot. I tied the rope on the wrong end. So what that means is I've got to use fish tape. Let me see if I can get this off of here with a chisel. I don't want to use the die grinder on it again. These lines are amazing. I don't know what the hell is going on here. I'm not enjoying it. Yeah, I got to come up with a jig to get this thing on there. Maybe also do some research on YouTube, huh? Look at that. This does not want to come off at all. There it goes. Got to peel back that wire braid, but still. Okay. Keeping my fingers crossed. I didn't get that off of there. Like I said, with wrenches, it did not work. God dang it. Wow. That was tight. Okay. Let's go get this line made up. Hey, back from O'Reilly's. I want to make a clamp that's going to hold the old line without damaging it. So I'm going to cut these 2x4s to length to where I can run that bit through it. It's slightly bigger than the hose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some two-sided tape around the hose, clamp this together, and hopefully that'll hold this when I go to press fit the barb end on. Well, I lost my brand new microphone. I don't know where it is. Somewhere between the grader and the garage. Maybe I'll find it, maybe I won't. So I'm doing the voiceover from the computer. What I'm doing is drilling between the two halves of the 2x4s. And once I get all the way through this, you'll get a better idea of how I'm going to use this as a clamp. It is slightly bigger than the hose. I'm going to wrap the hose with two-sided tape. And I really do think this is going to be a better option than the vice grips I was using. It looks kind of neat, almost like I've done that before, but I haven't. Now I got to figure out a way to clamp it to the grader. Okay, you can see I've already put two-sided tape on it. Now I'm going to put the two halves together. I'm going to use a C-clamp to clamp this that part together. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a large C-clamp for the block of wood, tighten that up pretty good, and then I'm going to force that clamp up to the bottom of the grater, and I can use another large C-clamp, and I'm going to clamp the clamp to the grater. That way when I pound on the barbed end, it's not going to cause the hose to jerk around and move. So half the battle of getting these barbs on rubber hoses is having the hose not move. You want the impact of the hammer to move the barb in, not have the hose move. So this is what I've got going on here, and you'll see where we're at here in a minute. Now you can see how I have my clamp structure in place. I left enough of the hose hanging down below my fixture. That way, when the hose would expand as the barb went into it, the barb wouldn't get hung up on the fixture itself. So I put a bolt in there when I went to the part store so it didn't drain all the oil, or any more oil on the ground is already there. I'm going to put a little vapor lube on the end of the barb. That'll help it move forward a little bit. It's a silicone base. It won't mix with the oil because it's on the barb. It's not in the hose itself. I took the end off of the old hose and I threaded it onto the barb so that when I hit that barb, I wasn't going to damage the threads. The old hose is junk, so I just cut that end off of it. You can see that it's working pretty well right now. Got a little bit of movement going on with the fixture, but I bottomed out the barb, and I guess it worked. Okay, now it's time to thread the hose on. I've opted to put a little bit of green oil resistant Loctite on this. That belly pan is 300 pounds if it's 10 pounds, and I don't want to have to get in here just because I've got a weeping hose. So I'm just going to snug this up and then get out the big wrenches and crank this down the best as I can. The hose is going to be moving around. It's going to be difficult, but it'll get done. So just going to tighten it up now, start up the tractor or the grader. And then I got some rain coming, so I'm not going to be able to get out and test it on the road. After the rain, I'll get out and run a grade on it, and then look for weeping and leaking. And if it's all good, then I'll put the belly pan back on. And I guess that's the end of this, everybody. Okay, it be done. No more seeping lines. The one up above was a major artery, but that one's been seeping. It was a good time as the belly pan rose off of it to get it off of there. I know. Well, I gotta go golfing. I gotta jump in the shower real quick. Okay. No leaking. Let me shut this down.